Welcome back to Discovery Chat 24. Do you like to be deceived? Probably not. I'm George Mariner Mall, and I don't like to be deceived. But if I asked you if you'd like to be surprised, you might respond that you like some surprises, especially pleasant surprises, like an unexpected visit from a good friend. Or perhaps at some moment when you were expecting the worst, such as having to owe tax money when you prepared your income tax returns. But then suddenly, unexpectedly, you find out that you're getting a refund. As I mentioned in Chat 21, subtle gestures. Composers are frequently building a set of expectations for us as we listen. As always, I emphasize the words "as we listen." If we're only hearing music while we do other things, like enjoying dinner or reading a book, we may miss some of the subtle details the composer is using to build those expectations. When the composer builds expectations, there exists the possibility that those expectations will be fulfilled. What we think will happen, what we are expecting to happen, actually happens. Or they may not be fulfilled. And when the composer gives us something unexpected in the way of information, we may feel deceived or surprised, but this still feels good. In fact, it may, like the unexpected visit of our good friend, feel even better than if the day had proceeded as we had expected. Back in chat number 7, I spoke about cadence in music. Cadence is a place in the music where we seem to arrive, either temporarily or permanently. We can accomplish this with just melodies. Remember the Beethoven melody? There's a temporary cadence or arrival point. And there's a slightly firmer landing point. Now we can also cadence with harmony, with chords. Remember the old reliable chord progression that I spoke about in chat 16. 1, 4, 1, 5. And there we get to the cadence. But this can be changed. Let me play this progression again and you listen for an unexpected chord. I will deceive you on purpose. Yes, there it is, a so-called deceptive cadence, although I can still get back to 1 easily. But it's like I took a little detour. Now, noticing these harmonic deceptions is a great source of emotional pleasure while listening, but we must listen. I realize this is perhaps stretching the point a bit, but let's suppose I tell you a little story. This morning, I took a walk to the grocery. It's a beautiful day, with the sun shining and the birds singing. The spring foliage, especially the trees, look and smell so wonderful. As I turned the corner, I swung my arms at the mailman and knocked him to the ground. You weren't expecting that, were you? But if you weren't really paying attention to me while I was speaking, if you weren't really listening, you might have just tuned out and missed that little detail. Let's listen to our chord progression again with the deceptive cadence inserted. Composers like George Frederick Handel know how to do this. Let's listen to this section of the recitative from his oratorio Messiah, "Thy rebuke has broken his heart," sung here by tenor John Tirano, again at a Discovery Orchestra performance. Please pardon the audience noises. John will arrive at a cadence, at a reiteration of the text, "broken his heart." This is what we would expect. But that's not what Handel does. Listen for what he does. He's not finished. Deceptive cadences help prolong the musical thought.
Of heaviness, thy our song, to have pity on.
Now here's some music from Richard Strauss in his tone poem Death and Transfiguration. Near the very end, the melody will be played 3 times. The first 2 times, we do not get the chord we expect. Only in the third and final time. See you next time.